Action. All right, this is Omar, Carl. We're back. Finally. I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm yelling at the camera.
What are you doing, a WWE promo?
WWE. We're back. Yeah.
Oh yeah, brother.
Oh yeah, brother. Okay, excuse the pants, excuse the hat. You know what I mean? It's the holiday season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before we get to started, first off, we'd like to say happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
I think we had Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. Whatever you celebrate, we support you. We know there's been a lot of things going on, but we're not here to touch on politics.
No.
We only stick to the politics of boxing.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
Politics of boxing. Hold on. We got to get to our sponsors. I got some sponsors. We got some new merch here. We got some new merch. So you see here, we got the A2D cups. And we also got this with the straight of the content on there. I don't know if y'all can see that. I might have my engineer. Hey, engineer, I might have you zoom in on us, okay? Get us so you can get the merch. Can you get the merch?
Get up and bring it to the camera.
Okay, well, let me pick up and bring it to the camera and say, they want, you know, you got the A2D merch, you know, with the straight of the content. Make sure, okay, that's going to be up on our social media so y'all can get that.
Or you upset the engineer.
Yeah, it's up the engineer. I'll make sure that we can see it, you know what I'm saying? This is going to be a raw one. Yeah,
Gorilla style.
One of our.
This is Rudy Ray Moore's love child. Dolomite's his father.
Yeah, Dolomite's my dad. Let me see. I'm gonna
Dolomite's my name.
I'm gonna zoom in on us a little bit. I'm gonna get us a little bit. Yeah. Let's see if we can get us. Yeah, we can get. Yeah. See, you better get us now. Look, what I want to say was that I want to give a shout out to Aries Spears. Aries Spears is on. He contacted us. And Aries Spears will be in Houston, January 17th. Just want to let you guys know that. And he's also on Cameo. So you can pay $80 and you can get a shout out. You can talk to him. You can do anything like that. So it's an app called Cameo. And you can talk to Aries Spears. They got some other celebrities on there that also do it. But Aries Spears messes with us. So we mess with Aries Spears. So I just want to give a shout out to Aries Spears. He will be in Houston at... on January 17th, and he will be, let's go ahead and get here. You can hit him up at ariesspears.com. You can see all of his tour dates and stuff like that. You can hit him up at Aries Spears on Instagram and everything like that. Please follow him. Everybody knows Aries Spears. He's hilarious. Hopefully we get to go there. Hopefully one day maybe we can get somebody like that on our podcast. That'd be great.
We'll go to his comedy and check him out.
Yeah,
I've been following. I've been a big fan of Aries Spears. Back in the day when he was making fun of Paul Mooney.
Huge fan. And my goal, I know nobody's watching yet, but my goal, we're going to be on DJ Vlad one day. I could just see us on DJ Vlad together because we got the hottest boxing podcast. Okay, so.
All right, let's talk meat and potatoes right now.
Meat and potatoes right here.
All right. We see the meat and the potato bag. No disrespect to him, but he said he was training and everything, and then we saw some footage of him eating, going on, buying jewelry, no problem. And guess what he said? I'll get him the next time. No, there is no next time. This was your next time.
You think there's not going to be another time?
There will, but he should have taken care of business right now. With his Mexican background, he should have taken care of business. He could have won. He lost, and AJ fought timid, but salute to him for winning because it looked ugly at times, a lot of holding and moving around.
Yeah.
But guess what? It got him the victory.
You know what's funny? You said it sitting right there. And oh yeah, by the way, we're in the new house. We're no longer in the apartment. We're in a new place. But so we got
moving on up.
Yeah,
to
moving
the
on
inside.
up. Yep, we got more room. So you'll see the production get better as you see more stuff like merchandise, stuff like that. You're gonna see the production get better. Again, what episode is this? 3?
Who knows? Let's get to it.
This is episode 3, I think. Yeah, it's
Doesn't
episode
matter.
3. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll put it down in the description below. We'll also put all the links to Aries Spears and everything. We'll put it all down below. You got anybody you want to shout out?
No, we're good.
I know you got your family. So Omar, you were right the last time because I told you, I said, what I said, money doesn't buy weight loss or something like that, and you were right. You was like, nah, he's fat and stuff like that. So did the cameras trick us? Did they not show him not training?
I think it was like spliced footage. He probably did train at one time, but then he said that he got invited to parties. Even his dad came on and said that he was going to parties. and eating and not listening to his trainer, but we came to find out that he wasn't training, he wasn't serious, and he was hanging out with buddies and buying all sorts of things.
Eating
It was
tacos.
Christmas all throughout the holidays, and the holidays started early. He did get paid, but he could have owned everything.
They said he got like 70 something.
35, I believe he got.
You know what I'm talking about, Josh?
AJ, yeah, around 85.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know where that money came from, but hey,
That's in Saudi
it
Arabia.
produced- yeah, but it has to generate money.
I
You
think
gotta
they
make
pay
money
for
off
that
it.
fight though. I don't think they care. They got
Just for the
infinite-
promotion.
They got
That could be
infinite
someone's tax write-off, but both of them got rich that night. But AJ came out the winner.
So what
Shout out
happens
to
next?
I would say Ruiz has to rebuild himself. There's some fights over here in the States. He can get his name up again and get the respect. I say him fight Konaki or Ariola. Or
But I thought
even
Ariola
better.
retired
Is he retired? I don't know.
Yeah.
He might come out.
because he lost his last fight.
Oh, okay. Against who?
He lost it to the Connect.
Oh, Kanaki, yeah.
Yeah. To the
Oh,
Polish kid, right?
that was fight of the year, I would
Polish
say.
kid, yeah.
We never seen heavyweights go at it like that.
They're not. Well, they're heavy.
Yeah, but they're not the biggest heavyweights. But still,
They are the biggest. But so,
when you get punched in the face, it does hurt.
where do you think he goes next, man?
I would say fight Luis Ortiz. Straight to Luis. Or let Luis Ortiz fight AJ and him be the litmus test. Because we
Oh,
got.
my God.
Hold up. Back up for a second. Who's he gonna fight? Bob's Pulev.
No, I think his fan
He's
head
gonna-
should fight either AJ again for the third time. If they don't
AJ's
give it
not
to him,
gonna fight him.
I believe you. I think
Because
you're right.
Eddie's already talking about, oh, we have some mandatories by
Oh
this
my God.
belt, that belt. So Pulev is in line also for that belt. So they're negotiating. Hearn is thinking of dropping one of the belts and making a mega fight. AJ's
Oh my
saying
God.
that he's gonna fight Wilder, but I don't think he's gonna fight him next year because I think we might see a trilogy between Tyson Fury and Wilder because Deontay, depending how it ends, if it ends in the same fashion, we have to see a third fight. But if it is conclusive and someone is concussed, we don't need to see a third fight. We don't need
Yeah.
to see a rubber match.
Yeah.
Let's give us the super fight.
Well, okay. So to touch back on who I think who I think Ruiz should fight. I think he should fight Jarrell Miller.
Yeah, but whose camp is he in? Can we make the fight?
Jarrell just signed with Top Rank.
Should we make that fight?
Didn't he just sign with somebody
But
else?
there's some. I don't know if you signed with Bob, but I know he could be a free agent.
I thought he just signed with Bob.
He was hanging around with Bob. You could be right. I'm not
You know
sure.
what I mean? I can see him doing that. Being
We
like,
can see that,
you know what I
and
mean?
I could see them going at it. That's a good match because
That's
right
good
now
In New York City,
everything's open
that fight in
everything's
New York
open.
City is huge.
in Brooklyn, Barclays Center.
Huge.
Oh yeah,
That's a huge
because
fight.
Brooklyn is now the mecca of boxing.
But
not MSG.
how do you have that fight? And then that's when you have that Polish kid there too.
Yeah, I would say if it's in Brooklyn, we have
Oh,
Konaki.
you know what?
Konaki makes it
He
better.
is gonna fight him because he's Heyman.
Who?
That's right, bro.
Konaki.
Yeah,
he
he's
is.
Heyman. Oh yeah, so yeah,
He's-
probably him and
Because
him
you
and
can,
Ruiz
you can
next.
set that up lovely.
Yeah, you're right.
And
You're right.
that's going to be fight of the year too.
You're right. You're right.
And we'll see what each of them are made of.
That's
I'm sure.
that's unfair
Why? Who? To who?
to Ruiz.
Why?
Ruiz is not beating. Ruiz is not beating Konaki, however you say his name.
Well,
He's not beating him.
Guess what?
I think that's a setup.
whoever wins out of that, we have to see who's going to win.
Yeah.
You can't determine the winner because they're great. And that boy punches like a mule too. He might look fat, but
Who?
he'll. Konaki.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. To me, it's not the right fight for
If
Ruiz.
you're trying to build him up, no.
That's what I'm saying.
But
That's what I'm saying.
if you want to see him in a very competitive fight, oh yeah. Tell Al, make that deal.
That's a tough fight, right? That's a tough fight. Okay. And then you also have Ruiz out there too. So with those four losers, well, Konaki's not
No
necessarily.
one's a loser, but
He's
yeah,
an up and
when you
comer,
step in
yeah.
that ring, you're up
You're
there.
right. The Ruiz fight versus Ortiz, that would be huge in New York City too. Man, I don't know what to say.
Because Ortiz already fought in Barclays
Ortiz
Center.
already fought in
And
Barclays
we
Center.
do have a good population, but I would see Konaki fighting in Brooklyn because he has a big Polish background, and in Brooklyn, they're gonna come out in droves.
We all know AJ and Wilder, they fight. AJ and Wilder, they're gonna either fight in the beginning of the year, right after the Fury fight, so like second quarter.
Not happening.
So
AJ and Wilder isn't happening in the first quarter.
Just listen.
All right.
Listen. Okay, so we know first quarter is a Wilder Fury, right? So
Yeah.
that gives AJ a step aside fight. That gives him let me just look good. I'm coming off of my win, winning all my belts back. Let me fight somebody where I look good. So I can continue to talk trash and continue to build. So then we got two scenarios. First scenario, Wilder beats Fury. Wilder and AJ fight immediately after with a rematch clause so that they can have an even bigger fight in the second part of the year. Right? Because if AJ loses that fight,
There'll always be a rematch clause between both of them.
True,
Because they both are
but they want
champions.
to get it in
They're both, right now, Wilder and AJ, I would say AJ has it above Wilder in US because of that loss. Because more
No,
people saw.
hell no. The U.S. territory? No,
I
Wilder's
don't know
at the
about
top now.
So,
Wilder's at the top.
because, you know why?
I think
Why
Wilder's
they know,
bigger.
wait up, hear me out. You know why they know AJ more? Because he was that English god that came over. And because of Ruiz knocking him out, every outlet picked up that news, okay? And everyone knows him because of that. But,
He's the guy who got knocked out. He's the guy who fought like a bitch in the rematch.
oh, you can't say
Yeah,
that.
the hell I can.
I would say
The hell I
he
can.
ran around, he was strategic.
He's the guy who fought soft in the rematch. So you think Americans, as aggressive as we are, going to remember him?
Did he
no,
win?
Hell no. I mean, yeah,
Did
he
he win?
won. He won.
Okay.
It wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty.
It
He
wasn't
stuck
pretty.
up the joint.
He's like, yo, you are 6'6", 6'7",
If he fights like
237.
that,
You shouldn't fight a guy
if he
like that.
fights like that against Wilder, he will get concussed.
We
by the
know
right
that,
hand.
but I'll give you a
can't-
prime example. I'll give you a prime example. I apologize for using the word big to describe him. But do you think Deontay Wilder fights Andy Ruiz like that?
Nah, he will keep him at distance. He's not gonna get in. And I think if Wilder times him, and Ruiz is gonna come just
Yeah,
like
but
Manny.
Ruiz-
Hold on, just like Manny Pacquiao against Juan Manuel Marquez. He was already pushing his face towards his glove, and that's how Ruiz
He's
would
gonna
go
catch
down.
Ruiz.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go down.
He's gonna put Ruiz to sleep for a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
of months. He definitely can't come in that shape like that.
No,
He'd have died in the first 2
not
rounds.
Ruiz. Maybe AJ because Ruiz has a chin,
But that's what I'm saying.
and Ruiz has a heart. He'll get up, but
I got you.
against Wilder.
Shit. Yeah, shit. Let me drink some tea.
Yeah, I think you just spilled all your
No,
tea.
he ain't getting up against Wilder. If Andy Ruiz gets knocked down like he did against Joshua, he ain't getting up. He ain't getting up.
I think Joshua's punches were thudding as opposed to whipping punches of Deontay. But he can knock you out with that right
No,
hand.
you described it well. You just gotta flip it.
I don't think so.
No, AJ's never knocked anybody out like Wilder has.
But it's a thudding punch. As
That's a
opposed to
thud.
Whipping like
He don't throw
taking-
fast enough to throw whips.
Yeah.
Look at that hook that we paused the video right here. That was a whipping hook where he'll cut you and stuff like that. He don't throw
the
thudding
right
shots.
hand. I thought it.
Who's right
Can't
hand?
say. And his uppercut.
He couldn't even knock him out. He couldn't drop him
is
one
it-
time in this fight.
Is it because of the weight loss? Is it because of the new training regimen? Or is it due to also that Ruiz has a great chin?
No, he's already been knocked down with a left hook. He couldn't drop him one time with the right hand in the first fight or the second fight.
So did you see Ruiz go down ever? Like knocked out? No.
Knocked out?
Yeah, no.
He ain't fought punchers. Who was he fought?
So when he got hit with AJ's punch, what would you call that?
He got hit with AJ's left hook, the same hook that caught him right here. You get hit with a left hook, you're gonna go down. You get hit with a right hand,
But
you're gonna go
did you
out.
see the way he went down?
What you mean? He went down on his butt.
And he took a big gas fight.
Yeah, so what?
So you think
He was 30
rock
pounds
him?
lighter too.
That didn't rock him?
No, but what I'm saying is,
I think he has a great chin.
what I'm saying
But
is,
let's not test that all the time because we won't be talking about
that's what I'm
chin
saying.
anymore.
You can test your chin, but when you walk up against Wilder in his prime right now,
Wilder right now, his punches are like water
You-
cutting through rocks.
if you get hit with that right hand, it's like we've seen it with all of his opponents because they've all been knocked down. Period.
But
Knocked
is-
out or down.
do you think the tactic that Wilder is going to bring when Deontay comes in, is he going to try and
Do I think
time?
Wilder when Deontay comes in?
No, do you think when Deontay comes in, is he gonna time AJ? Just like, is he gonna play it like he did Ortiz?
No, he's gonna smoke. AJ is gonna fight Deontay Wilder like he fought Andy Ruiz. You think AJ's gonna?
I don't know.
Bro,
We'll see. We don't know.
You know that.
We don't know who's coming.
Listen, he's been knocked out. He's gun shy. From here on out, he's gun shy. He's Shane Mosley. He's gun shy from here on out.
Nah, I would say in between Shane Mosley and Amir Khan.
Yeah, he's gun shy.
But Amir Khan has heart. He's gonna go out.
No, he don't.
Guns blazing.
You know, Amir Khan has zero chin. Anthony Joshua has some chin.
Yeah.
But
So that's why I say in between Shane.
okay, yeah, okay. I get what you're saying. Because Shane Mosley's never been stopped. But Shane Mosley's never been stopped.
He's been knocked down by Pacquiao. That's
He's
it.
been knocked out,
Yeah.
but he's never been stopped.
Vernon Forrest got to him. And who else got to him?
Bunch of people. Cotto beat him.
And it was
Bunch of people beat him, but he ain't never been stopped like that.
and with Oscar, the 2 fights,
Yeah.
they were just toe to
But that
toe.
was him in his prime.
And that was him with the cream.
I knew he was gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that about you, Shane. I ain't
I'm
gonna.
just stating facts. That's not hate. I still love Shane Mosley, but there was a conspiracy with him using the cream, and he's taking
Listen,
the
I don't want those types of politics in the
Oh,
show.
no.
Not in our show. Let that be in other shows. We let that time. We don't got. Now I got no opinion on it. Anyway, so yeah. So
I guess you're having lunch with Shane Mosley next week?
yeah, I hope to have them all in the podcast. I damn sure I can be the one looking across the room like, oh hey, yeah. So you know, with that being said, oh shit, I knew it was about to go out too. So so where do you think they go from here? Final
Right
thought.
now,
Your
they
final
have-
thought on AJ Ruiz fight.
Oh, I'm going to lead into this. 2020 will be the best. It's going to be the golden year of boxing, especially heavyweights, due to the fact that it's a free-for-all. Okay, we got a lot more heavyweights. Some are novices, but they do have some names. Dubois is in the mix. I heard Dubois is fighting Joe Joyce in England, so
Who the hell is
everybody's
that?
Frank's boy.
I don't know.
Frank Warren,
Oh, okay.
Daniel Dubois. So he just came off a victory. I think you got to throw him into the mix, and Deontay actually talked great about him. He's up and coming. So the heavyweights that we have, it can't compare to the old. But guess what? This
Does
is out.
Wilder fight AJ in 2020? I think he
No.
fights. I think all the big heavyweight fights happen in 2020. I think that all the promotional companies have been waiting for the number 2020 to unload.
It just so happens that way, but I don't think they waited. But everybody got their name up. Everybody's making noise with their own promoters, so they're gonna meet. But I don't think 2020. It's gonna be like a round robin, and anyone can beat anyone.
It's got to be 2020.
It has to be, but obligations. Let's talk contracts. Okay, they already signed 2, I believe. Wilder and Fury, and
They only have a rematch. That's it.
I
That's
don't know
it.
about that. I think
That's
there could be a rubber match.
That's it. Because don't
Depending
forget,
on how it ends.
the Wilder has always been talking. After I beat him, I can fight AJ. I mean, I can fight Ruiz if he keeps the belts. That's
But
the
he's
reason
gonna
why
fight AJ.
they will not
I
give.
mean, he's not gonna fight AJ or Ruiz. So what's
What you
next
mean?
for
If
Wilder?
Ruiz still had the belts, he'd be
Yeah,
fighting him after.
but he doesn't. So
No, and
Ruiz
that-
is on a path to rebuilding his name.
The reason why AJ will not give Ruiz another shot is because they can't afford to have the heavyweight belts back in Ruiz's hand ever again, because they know
If they
it's going
do,
to
then
Wilder.
they're gonna send it to Wilder.
100%.
But he's not gonna get the belts because if he tries to get the belts this time, Eddie's gonna put in a clause that you can't just take the belts and bring them to America and fight. You gotta fight AJ next.
What do you mean? He would have won twice.
That doesn't mean
Hey,
anything.
I don't
There's gonna be clauses on there.
let them know not to play the guitar. Thank you. Okay, so that's our prediction on that. Again,
Okay.
super sick. We apologize again. Let me give a disclaimer. I've been out with the flu. You were on vacation with your family.
Disney World.
Disney World. So shout out to Disney World.
Gang, gang.
We will try to keep these rolling, and then because next Saturday is the Tank Davis fight. We're not going to skip to that, but next Saturday is the Tank Davis fight. We will try to do this again, and then from here on out, I took my medicine today, so I'm finally getting over the flu. We will continue to go. We got a better location now. So we got here on the screen. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we got I don't even know this guy's name. Nor can you pronounce that?
Yes,
No, you can't.
that's his name.
Thank you.
So,
Mean
it
Machine
says-
versus Terrence Crawford.
So it says Terrence Crawford versus No Name.
Exactly.
So we never heard of him, and Bob promotes him, and Terrence is not getting any notoriety, and his value is dropping, even though his skills are there. Bob's not promoting him at all because he's staying at ESPN. No one's actually hearing of Terrence Crawford as a
Household name.
household name as Tank Davis.
Yeah.
Tank Davis is all over.
Any
Tank is
other
all
one?
over social
Danny
media,
Garcia,
IG. He
Keith
does.
Thurman,
Oh yeah. So
Sean Porter.
I want to see Porter fight his buddy Bud. So let's see. And I got Porter winning that fight because I see Porter's conditioning in that last fight of his against Spence. Oh my God. He showed me a new game. I didn't think he would do that to him. But if he steps in, he's going to be the bigger
You see
man.
his daddy?
He's going to maul him.
You see Porter's dad?
Oh yeah.
You saw his interview
Oh yeah.
saying he accepts the
They're
call.
going to talk. They've been talking.
I think
so.
his dad's gonna push Porter.
Al should just make that fight.
Al
Because
wants it, but I think
It's
his dad's
gonna
gonna.
go- I think it's going to go to Top Rank because if you
It's
look
gonna
at the
be
level,
Yeah.
the notoriety, I think more people know Porter
Yeah.
than they know Bud because he's gotten out there. He's had the bigger fights. He's had the bigger
Yeah.
names. He's
The Joe
lost
Brooks, the
to.
Thurmans,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Garcias, everybody.
He has more exposure. So it should come to Fox, but I don't care where it is
It's not
at,
coming to
but
Fox.
I'm going to watch it.
It's going to there.
Yeah, it's going to go to
It's definitely-
ESPN
yeah, it's
because
definitely going to ESPN.
that's their cash cow.
I think Aram is gonna be like. I think Aram is looking to cash Bud out.
Who's
Why
he
would
gonna
you put
have?
him up against Porter? Porter.
Loma, that's it.
No, he's
And
gonna.
nobody knows Loma, and
He's gonna cash
absolutely
Porter
wonderful.
out. He's gonna cash Bud out for Porter. I guarantee you, Bud.
You think Porter's gonna sign with him?
If he wins that fight, Bob Aram's gonna put
Nah.
a ton of money on the table.
I think there's too much loyalty to Al.
For who?
At this point. Porter.
What? No. You think Al's gonna stop messing with him because he goes over there? No.
He's probably gonna make that contract happen. He's gonna
I
be
think
attaching
Porter's
himself
gonna
to the
fight
name.
Bud. I think Porter's dad is gonna make
Kenny Porter.
Kenny Porter's gonna make Sean fight him. He's gonna he's gonna turn on something in his brain and be like, look, this is business.
And
You gotta
money
do it.
talks.
Money talks. You're about to become. If you get this win over Bud, you come back to the Spence fight. You come back to the Pacquiao fight. You come back to a Garcia fight. You come back to your Thurman fight. You come back a top dog.
I don't know
if
how
you get
Thurman's gonna come
Crawford out
back
of the way.
because I don't know what he's gonna do, revamp because
And plus, it'd be a rematch clause, so it'd be two fights. It'd be
Yeah,
two Porter
that's true.
Crawford fights.
so he
But-
can't take. I think if Sean Porter wins in ESPN, then the next fight is to make it on.
No,
Fox.
it won't be that. No,
Yeah,
it
it
won't
won't.
be on
It won't
ESPN.
because.
But see, if he
ESPN
doesn't
is
fight
gonna put most
Porter,
of the money.
you do realize who Top Rank is building to fight Crawford next, right?
Don't say Loma.
No, 140 pounder. Some random
What
140
the hell is
pounder.
that?
I can pull him up.
Pull him up.
It's some random 140 pounder that
From where?
from
from
his
England?
camp. No, from his camp. From his camp. I got it right here in my
What?
history.
Teofimo?
No, not Teofimo. It's a Lopez, I think. His name is. Let me see if I can find this. Damn, this is gonna take me a while. I don't think I'm gonna find it. Oh,
We'll get to that.
Jose Ramirez,
Oh my God. He just
140
won.
pounder.
I think he just.
Yeah, he just won. Yeah,
Hooker.
that's who
Yeah.
That's who he's having him fight. next.
Nobody knows him.
What the? I've seen him fight. He's a
Yeah.
punching bag. Why in the hell are you gonna have with all the welterweights out there?
No matter.
You're gonna skip the fight with Porter, with everybody else, and you're gonna have him fight Jose Ramirez, 140 pounder. Why? Why does he deserve a fight? Oh, that's right, because you only fight your flunkies. So this goes out to Tom. This goes out to Tom Bradley. You know why I'm calling him Tom, right?
Tom Bradley.
Yeah, Tom Bradley.
Oh no, I'm not touching that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm touching that. I'm going.
Spence touched that.
You know what? You know what?
Oh,
You
you
know
want
what?
to spill some tea right now?
I'm about to spill all
All right.
tea and gum. I'm about to. Okay. Because usually I got a little rant. Last time was
I will
Charles.
sit back. You got any popcorn here?
This time was
I'm
last
just
time
gonna
was
watch
Charles.
you go off.
I'm finna get Tom Bradley. For him to be mistaken with the great Tom Brady. No.
So when you say
Uncle Tom Bradley. Going out here on ESPN and talking all this trash with just like Danny Garcia said, boy, you never fought a PBC fighter.
Yeah.
You only fought Bob Arum's fighters. And then you quit. And you got smoked by Pacquiao. You got
given a decision when you fought Pacquiao.
Who's the Russian dude? That smoked
yeah. No, he got brain damage.
Who's the dude?
Oh man. Ruslan Provodnikov.
Yeah, Provodnikov. Damn, I was right there too. I don't know how we remember. Okay, but thank you.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, exactly. Right. She always be talking about, how do you remember that? I don't know. But yeah, Provodnikov. You got smoked by Provodnikov.
He got his bell rung, and he even said that he's been having headaches after that fight. He was never the same.
Flunkies. You over there on top ranked side fighting all his flunkies. No different than Pacquiao. And you know what's crazy? That whole side, they only rock one belt, the WBO belt. Guess who had the WBO belt before him? Pacquiao. For how long? How long did he rock that WBO belt?
I don't know.
He rocked it until he fought Floyd. Then he lost it. And then, of course, Floyd vacated that raggedy belt, gave it away. And all of a sudden, who's he losing against it again? Another top-ranked flunky.
Belts don't mean nothing to Floyd.
But I'm just saying, you had Pacquiao fight a top-ranked flunky with the kid in Australia who...
Yeah, but they robbed Pacquiao for that fight.
Whatever. They robbed
the school teacher.
Whatever. The dude still beat him.
By the way, he just won against Zarafa. He won his...
Yeah, so are we going to look at another rematch because of that?
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they do over there.
No.
That's what they do over there. That's what they do over there.
They try to set up Bud with Pacquiao.
Flunkies.
But guess what? Pacquiao made the better decision, went to PBC, signed with Al, and he should fight all his stable. I think Spence fights him later on down the line, Pacquiao.
Yeah, we know that's going to happen. But guess what? Danny Garcia's fighting Southpaw.
He's fighting Red Catch.
He's fighting a Southpaw.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
You didn't read it? You didn't watch it? You didn't watch the press conference?
I know, he has pink hair. Red Catch.
No, you didn't watch the press conference.
I saw parts of it. Yeah.
No, you gotta watch it all with the Danny Garcia interviews. He's fighting a Southpaw on purpose. He can't say, but he's fighting a Southpaw on purpose. Yeah, it's either gonna be Spence or Porter next.
It's not gonna be Porter. I think like Porter.
It's either gonna be Spence or Pacquiao next.
Okay, it's not gonna be Pacquiao. It's gonna be Spence. Spence wants him. He's gonna go right into it. He said around June there's gonna be the fight. His fight is coming up. When's his fight? When is Garcia's fight?
January 20th or something like that? End of January? January 20th, I want to say. That's what I'm saying. It can't be Spence. It's Pacquiao. Pacquiao needs a fight. Pacquiao's a bigger name.
It's open season right now.
I know.
For welterweights?
They're gonna say, Spence, look, chill some more. Make sure you're good. You sit back. You watch the winner of Garcia.
He's already been in the gym for a week, so that's good.
That's fine. He ain't ready.
No, he's not ready. Boxing ready? No, not at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's see his mental.
And legal ready.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. But again, now that's why I want him to finally face Crawford. I don't think he'll do it. You already know how I felt because I voiced that in the last podcast. Porter destroys Crawford. It's not even close.
Al and Bob will make that fight because it's a win-win for Al.
Yeah.
Because the profile fighter of ESPN is Terrence Bud Crawford. Porter has been in better fights.
Of
but
course.
A bigger name, I would say, because of the backing that he's getting.
The only name he has is Gamboa. The only name he has is Gamboa. Don't nobody give a damn about
who has Gamboa.
He does. The only name that Crawford has is Gamboa.
Yeah, but he fought him at a lighter weight.
I'm just saying that's the only name he has. And he got clipped. Just like he got clipped in this fight. That was a knockdown. Tom Bradley, that was a knockdown.
As you can see, Tim, he wore his
big boy
pants, and it's calling you out.
I'm at the same height as Tom Bradley right now. Look, I don't want to cuss because it could be children watching. I don't give a damn about it. You're not going to come out on public television talking trash about that, talking about some people on the other side when you were a freaking Bob Arum top-ranked puppet the whole time. That's the truth. You didn't fight nobody else on no other publication. You fought his flunkies, you kept losing, you kept being in raggedy fights, and then you quit. Period. Point blank, period. There were so many other welterweights on the other side, you couldn't fight them, nor did you want to fight them. You ducked them. That big brolic head of yours, you ducked them, and then that was it. That was the end of your career. You shouldn't go in the Hall of Fame. If they put Tom Bradley in the Hall of Fame, I'm going to be up there protesting. He does not belong in the Hall of Fame.
Are you bringing your copy of Harry Beat Your Stove?
Man, I'm bringing my copy of Uncle Tom's Cabin. That's what I'm bringing. Exactly. My copy of Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Can you ask yourself?
Action.
All right, flip it.
For what? Oh.
You didn't flip it. See, we need our engineer back for a second. You got our engineer doing other things.
That's right.
You run a sweatshop factory over here? What are you doing?
Anyway, okay. So sorry we got cut off. So this is going to be part 2 of that. And then I'm going to chop it up and stuff like that. But yeah, this is part 2. We're going to end on, I hope Crawford fights Porter next. You hope Crawford fights Porter next. I hope that he doesn't
We're in
fight.
agreement. Now let's agree to disagree.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't fight 140 pounder. Okay, so our next segment is. Oh, this is a good one.
What you got?
This is a good one. This is a good one. This is our next segment.
All right. Now we're going to UFC. Kamaru Usman. Okay. This is all for the immigrants. That's me.
No, this is just for the true fighters.
No, this is
It was special to you?
this is for the world. Oh yeah.
I'm an American and I didn't feel like he was. You know,
I'm an American, but still I'm an immigrant. America.
well, still. What did you feel?
Oh, I loved it. Kobe held his own. Don't get that.
You know, I'm gonna leave it right there in the
BS.
chair. I'm gonna leave it right there in the chair.
All right. Like those glasses. Nice Gucci.
How'd you think of the fight? Because there was no takedowns. It was straight boxing.
It was mano to mano.
It was mano to mano, straight boxing.
There was no wrestling, nothing.
Nope.
It's like, you're gonna take me out? Take me out. If you're not, I'm gonna take you out.
Yeah.
But that was a great fight. It was on the feet. Hands with leather was exchanged, 4 ounces of it.
Yep.
And credit to Usman, my Muslim African brother. Great.
Praise be to Allah.
Praise be. Covington, gotta give him credit. Can't hate on all the shit he says. He needs to get his name up, and he wants to put his name out there, like Jorge said, Jorge Masvidal, Game Bread, that he's doing it for the wrong reason, just for a few likes.
Yeah.
If you put your skills on there without creating that controversy, much credit due to you.
You have a long career.
People are taking a lot from you. You don't have to go that route.
Yeah, you have a long career like
Yeah,
that.
you could get that Disney money. You see, but if you're talking trash, you're talking division and all that, and politics, some people are gonna watch you for the wrong reasons. But you're also a role model. I don't know whose role model he is, but yeah, exactly. In this climate,
Yeah,
I don't think
a lot
so.
of people's role models. Unfortunately. So,
But he got his jaw broken. Tough guy. Toughest
you
nails.
talked all that trash.
Yeah.
Gotta get your mouth shut, wired shut.
Through the wire like Kanye.
Talk
He's
so
gonna
much
be
shit.
drinking his food, and
He could probably fight at 155 after this. He's gonna lose so much weight.
yeah, I would say so.
Mhm.
But credit goes to Kamaru Usman and being a great champion, and hopefully next time he changes strategy, because that was a bad strategy. He should have taken him down, taken less punishment, because Kamaru got touched too.
I think if they fight standing up, Masvidal beats him.
Kamaru versus Gamebred.
If he fights Masvidal standing up, Masvidal beats him.
Well, Kamaru has taken a lot of punishment in this fight, and Masvidal will capitalize on that. He's coming off of this fight. Masvidal's fights have been, he came out fresh, basically.
I can say fresh.
Masvidal.
Nobody comes out fresh against
Huh.
ideas.
Very little damage on him.
Yeah, very little damage.
Kamaru took more damage from Kobe
That's why I'm
than
picking
anyone.
Masvidal. Again, with the hands, I'm picking Masvidal. Not that he don't got crazy
The
hands.
wrestling, he's gonna have to take down Masvidal.
Yeah,
If he wants to be
Yeah.
macho about it and do that hand to hand, nah.
Not with Masvidal.
Wrong game
His hands
plan.
are too nice.
Oh yeah, wrong
His hands
game.
are too nice. Because the same shots that he got hit
So
with
is his
Kobe-
knee.
Yeah,
Very
he
nice.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kiss the knee. Say goodnight.
That was him, wasn't it?
Yeah. The flying knee.
That's the best
And he-
fight. I think that's the best fight. Because I don't think, I mean, now that McGregor's fighting at
You gotta
170.
put Tyron in there too. Give him his just props, just due. Tyron is
I'm gonna say
probably
this.
the best.
I'm gonna say this.
He lost to Kamaru,
I'm gonna
but
say this.
go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. And this is the reason why there's no bias. As much as I disagree with Kobe Covington, there's no bias. I think Kobe Covington beats Tyron Woodley.
I don't think so.
After what I just saw him damn near outbox this dude.
Great.
We know he can
You said
wrestle.
it, right? You said?
Woodley don't got hands like that.
Okay.
He's hell no.
Oh my God.
Woodley's not taking the same shots that Usman took.
All right.
Woodley takes the same shots that Usman took?
Pump your brakes right now for a minute.
Yes or no?
All right?
Yes or no? Just tell
Pump
me.
your brakes, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Well, okay, so do
Kobe
you
just
agree or
broke
disagree?
his jaw.
Do you agree or disagree?
Do you not know?
So you
If you
disagree?
break his jaw, right?
You disagree?
I
You
disagree, of course.
Okay.
I don't have to say I disagree, but you
I-
know.
we got it's a segment. I gotta put it
Alright.
up there. Disagree.
I'm gonna put you straight, young man. First of all, he just broke his jaw,
So
and he's gonna break it again. Tyron Woodley hits hard,
he don't
and he will break his jaw
he
again.
don't got hands.
He doesn't have hands.
Tyron Woodley don't got hands.
He has hands. He has great defensive takedown. He
He's
has
a-
takedown
amazing
defense is great,
He's amazing.
and
wrestler.
he can put you out.
But so is Kobe.
So he put Robbie on. Robbie Lawler.
Yo, if I keep hearing Robbie Lawler one more time, you might as well say, who's the boy that lost in the undercard? The surfer kid. I mean, because oh boy, the other kid who was supposed to be the greatest whatever of all time, he just got smoked too on that same card.
Who you talking about?
The kid on Max Holloway.
Yeah, from Hawaii.
Yeah, he got smoked on that
He
same
didn't
card.
get smoked. That was a great fight with Volkanovski.
He shouldn't have got whooped like that if you're the greatest dude.
That's all right.
You shouldn't have got whooped like that. There's
Even
no
the
way
greatest
that dude should have
if
been
you fight-
doing that to you.
Listen, people fail to understand that you are not. You are vulnerable when you are at top. You're fighting top competition all along. Okay.
It don't matter.
So
You should have got rid of
age
that
will
guy.
get to you.
He's only 29 years old.
Injuries will get to you. He's taken a lot of punishment throughout those fights.
These dudes fight
He-
15
he's
fights.
still
and
one of
they're
the
talking about
GOATs.
something old.
He's still one of the
You can't be
GOATs.
the GOAT with only 15, 20 fights.
Doesn't matter. It's
Sorry.
a different playing field.
Because I'm greatest. I'm like
15
Max
fights.
Holloway's getting smacked
15
around.
fights in the US is in the UFC is a lot,
That's bonkers. That's
and he's
bonkers.
taking some punishment. But he's still one of the GOATs.
That's fine. I'll give him his credit.
We gotta agree to disagree then.
Yeah, we definitely agree to disagree because there's no way that Woodley can stand up with Kobe Covington. There's no way.
Woodley smashes him.
With what?
His fist.
No.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this is we
Woodley's
definitely
been
got to
knocked
come back
out
to this.
once. I forget who knocked
We
him
definitely
out
gotta
in
come back
defense,
to
but Woodley would smash him.
No. Ain't no way. He don't punch fast enough.
Okay.
He don't punch fast enough.
Okay.
You gotta
Woodley
understand.
trains with boxers.
We
too.
just watched a guy almost win on scorecards against the dude who destroyed Tyron Woodley. You do realize that.
Who's that?
This fight goes the distance, they give it to Kobe.
Well,
He was winning on the scorecard.
I'll give it to Usman beats him again, probably, but
Who?
I don't know. Woodley.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah,
rest-
because they're going to the
but
ground.
It's a different
They're going to the ground.
It's a different tactic that he applied for Tyron Woodley as opposed to Kobe Covington. I don't know. He should follow the game plan and make his fights easier. He should take him down, take him less punishment, and take it into his jaw. And broke
Usman is the champion because Usman walked into Woodley, wrestled. He knew what to do. He walked into Kobe and fought. Kobe's gonna walk into Woodley, and it doesn't matter.
maybe
And it doesn't matter.
before the Usman fight, I would have given Kobe more of a chance, but I still would have picked Woodley to win that. But now
Because of the
his
split.
chin is so vulnerable. Woodley breaks it. Okay.
No.
Oh yeah.
No, look, 'cause Ali fought Ken Norton twice, back to back. Broke his jaw in the first fight, came back, won a decision in the second
You're
fight.
talking about heavyweights. That's totally different.
What you mean?
Heavyweights never have to lose weight to a certain. They are cutting down in weight. So when you cut down in weight, also the punches you take, it's not the same.
But
You
okay.
lose a lot of fluid in your brain too when you're drying up for the weigh-in.
No, he's not trying up like that. He's like these guys. He's small. Kobe Covington is a what, 5'8", maybe.
But I see that jaw breaking again.
By Tyron Woodley,
I'm gonna
I
call.
don't know, man. I got to see that boy got hands.
I'm gonna
That
call.
boy got hands. He got hands, man. I'm
He
sorry,
got hands,
man.
but he has no jaw. Okay, let's just say that.
He fought 3 rounds with a broken jaw.
And Tyron Woodley can wrestle too.
Hold on. Let's be very specific. Wasn't a broken jaw. It was split right here.
No,
There's a difference. It was split right here.
Later they said that it was.
And that's the reason why he was able to open his mouth, because it wasn't here.
But
It's
still.
split right here. That's the difference.
You could be concussed. I would say concussed. Not even concussed. He'll be. The jaw will be hanging off.
Listen,
Yeah,
it
time
happened in the
will
second
be-
round, and
Alright.
he still finished the fight.
We'll see.
That's
It
a
has
strong
to be
man.
seen, that's all.
Alright.
What are we
And plus, you don't
talking
get your
about
jaw broken anyway if you wrestle. We are going to Terrence Crawford. The next fight is what just happened.
next? Charlo? Talking about? All right.
Charlo Harrison 2. We're giving a shout out because these Charlo's a Houston boy. He's right here in the city of Houston. What'd you think of it? I missed it.
Credit goes to Harrison. He surprised me, but he was. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fire.
Oh,
That's gonna be explosive in everyone's hands.
after the podcast, I'm gonna watch it. But so what'd you think of it? Because I didn't.
I saw
Tell
it.
me about it.
And
Just stop
Well,
Harrison.
also
in the second
Harrison-
round?
Harrison was playing around too much too, but he had some slickness.
Okay.
Oh my God, Detroit tough as nails. He showed me something. This was a way better fight than the last fight.
Really?
Yeah, and he was moving. He was slick. He got knocked down.
Who?
Harrison. Then he got up. Then he started doing the telling punches, and then he started mugging him.
Mhm.
Then he started throwing his combos. I think the harder punches came in the beginning. Came from Harrison. Came from Tony.
Really?
But then you had to see Charlo pick up the pace.
Really?
And here, and he's hitting him on the arms, but he's not getting through. But then he stops. You can't stop to look at your work. Then he has his spurts, but a couple of them got through. That's why he ended up in that state. He got a knockdown, then a knockout, and that was a good stoppage because you see his head rock back and come back. About 5 punches landed with him not answering anything. He was against the ropes.
Did that fight look like the Crawford fight?
No, not at all.
How he kind of got in the beginning, but then just started walking through everything?
No, this was a different type of
He
fight.
didn't walk Harrison down?
He tried to get in, but Harrison was always slick. He had his movements. He'd move away. He'd use a side door, sidestep him, and he'd come in. He'd shoot his low, and then Harrison would be like, "Okay, now it's your turn." And I see him. He would throw 1 or 2. He'd have his combinations. I saw it this way, that Harrison had the more telling punches, but then the roles reversed. The tables turned.
Really?
And then Charlo had him. Oh my God. He knocked him down, then he eventually
What round
stopped
did
him.
he knock him down?
It was in the same round, and then he finished him. I think it was this
He finished him in the seventh round. It ended in
and
the
then,
seventh.
because he had a knockdown before that.
That's
but
it though. That's a short fight. 6 rounds, 7 rounds. Yeah, 6 rounds that ended in the seventh.
I
That's a short
had
fight.
I had Charlo down on the scorecards, but 2 of the judges had him.
Really?
Two of the judges had him up, and
Okay.
one of the judges had Harrison up. But the way
Really?
it ended, I would give it to Charlo. He earned it, and great stoppage. At first, when I saw it, I said, "Oh man, they should not stop the fight."
Mhm.
But he was already. They should have stopped it on the knockdown, and they didn't. He gave him a chance, but that's what we saw. The knockout or the hospital or the morgue was calling if he let Charlo work on him.
Really?
Oh yeah, watch
Really?
that.
I
Watch
like
it in slow mo, and you could see Harrison's whole head move back, and he got 5 shots off on Harrison.
Oh, that was the knocking you're talking
Hold on.
about? It went 12 rounds. This is round 11. Just the fight.
Oh yeah, I said 7.
Yeah, I thought it ended
No,
at 7.
no.
Oh, look at
Here,
that
here.
shot.
It's 11. See? Boom. This
Oh
was
my
it.
God.
You see how his head
Oh
rocked back?
my God.
Watch the replay. It should have been stopped right here.
He didn't. Oh, this is the guy that let Wilder. This is the guy that let Fury get
The
up.
spirit of boxing.
This is the guy
Someone's
that-
gonna get killed, but
Why is he doing
good,
that?
Good thing he stopped. See, he stopped it here, but nah.
You didn't stop it. What? Oh wow. He
See,
should have
when I
stopped
saw
it
this-
before.
Yeah, but he was in it, but he was gonna get caught. Boom. All right, he got caught, but he shook him. He got his at first,
That
but
was the first one.
Harrison won. And now, hold on. Wait for the second one. Now watch this. Unanswered. Look at his head rock back.
Boom,
One.
look at these hooks. That's perfect.
2, 3. Watch his head.
Boom.
1, 2,
Boom.
3,
Wow.
4, 5. Oh,
Wow.
he should have stopped it right there.
Wow. Wow.
Fred.
Oh, Errol Spence is there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Errol Spence was there.
You didn't see the interview there. Oh, I'm not going to say anything there. Boom.
So he's good.
Yeah, but he's not connecting with all of them, but it would have come because after getting knocked down like that, you're going to get knocked the F out.
Why is this guy Jax Reese letting people...
Because
What is wrong with him?
It's the spirit of boxing. That's what he calls it.
That makes me think that he would have let Ortiz get up.
Possibly. But that shouldn't have continued. After 5 unanswered shots and him being in the feeble position he was in, forget it. No. Should have stopped
That's
it. Should have jumped on it
crazy.
and stopped it.
That's crazy.
If that man had died in the ring, Jack Reese should have been arrested.
Yo, that's crazy.
We're not talking about spirit of boxing.
Yeah,
Count
man.
to 10, find someone with a clock,
Yeah, man.
start to 10, and that's it. And that, we didn't need to count to 10. We should have just called off the fight. And his corner, his dad, should have stopped it too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You
That's a good stoppage. At first, when I saw it in
Man.
full scale,
Yeah.
I said, nah, a robbery. But it was a good stoppage. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good stoppage.
But it came too late.
It
It
came
should
too
have
late.
stopped.
After the second one, when his head
Oh,
set
yeah.
back like you
Come
said,
on,
that's
man.
done. He dropped down.
Oh, yeah.
If you drop, they say if you drop to
He
your
hit
face,
him on here, uppercut, temple, unanswered.
Oh,
He
God.
didn't know where he was. Come
some
on.
people don't understand whenever we talk about punches and stuff like that. And I always tell people, they always say, oh, I want to see, the Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua fight was boring and stuff like that. I say, you get punched in the face.
Yeah,
Have you ever been
exactly.
punched? I always ask people, have you ever been punched in the face with a glove? It changes your whole perspective.
Oh, yeah.
You can totally see why
Because
people will box like that.
you think you know boxing and whatnot. They shouldn't. You're not taking any punches. You don't know what's going on in that man's head or his body, if he can take it or not. You get punched in the face, you won't be talking about
By a
punch.
283-pound
Yeah.
man that's that's following you around the damn ring.
Please.
These dudes is you know what I mean?
They're already winners if they come into the ring. Much respect to them.
Yeah,
Yeah, we talk a lot of shit, but still.
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so okay, well, congratulations to Charlo. Where does he fight? Go from here? 154. There's not really a lot of competition.
Eddie said he's going to give him $7 million to come over to the zone and fight Andrade and take one of the belts and perhaps bring it back to PBC. And he said if he wants to do another fight, he could do another fight with whomever he chooses. But Eddie's going to give him $7 million to start. But I don't know. I think they should go get the belt, bring him to PBC, and they can fight whomever. Al's building up his stable. Much respect to Al. Much respect to boxing in America because it's the hottest it's ever been. And the welterweights are coming out. Super welterweights are here. And the heavyweight division is heating up too.
Gotcha.
And the next star of, now I'm going to do the segue, is going to be Tank Davis. After this, he's going to be a pay-per-view star. He's going to fight Leo Santa Cruz next year if he comes out of this fight unscathed.
I thought Leo Santa Cruz's loss had a draw.
Doesn't matter. You can have, this is not the Floyd era. This is the era everyone's going to fight everyone. You're going to have some losses, but the best are going to fight the best. We're not making names, we're not promoting names and getting them big and not fight anybody and fight bums. They're gonna fight other names. But what Top Rank is doing right now,
Yeah, they're fighting
feeding.
flunkies. They're fighting flunkies.
Who are they feeding? Bud.
Flunkies?
Yeah,
Oh, 140 pounders, I guess, next.
Yeah.
Bums. People we don't know. about.
Benavidez' younger brother, or I think it's his younger brother. He was shot in the leg. He's no joke either. But
They're
But
not top.
took him out.
They're not top competition. Okay, that leads us into our last
Tank
segment.
Davis.
Tank Davis. What is your opinion on the fight? Because he only has one loss. Gamboa only has one loss. And that was to Bud Crawford. But,
Are you sure about that?
yeah, he only has one loss.
Okay.
He only has one loss to Bud
Okay.
Crawford.
And that was a knockout.
Like a
And
Gamboa.
which
was it Gamboa? Yurioka's Gamboa?
yeah,
Yeah, like a Gamboa.
which he also beat
Not Gamboa. What's the dude that lost the Loma? Rigondeaux. He's like Rigondeaux. They're both Cuban.
Rigondeaux has more of, I would say, less offense, and he's more by defense and very slick, and he will fight you, as opposed to Gamboa. If his back's against the ropes, he will.
I say Tank.
He will shoot off.
I'm gonna throw this out there because I'm just feeling spirited. I say if Tank beats Yuriorkis Gamboa in a knockout, I say he calls out Terrence Crawford.
Are you out of your mind?
I think Tank can beat Terrence. I think Tank can beat Crawford.
Nah.
Can beat Bud.
Nah, not at this point.
You're bananas.
First of all, Terrence has been in 147.
What, 3 fights? So what?
Yeah. And
Postal, Khan, and
I
the
say-
boy that beat Pacquiao, and
I
there's
say
4 fights.
take. He's not a name yet, not a household name, but he was part of PBC and under Floyd Mayweather banner and working out in the gym, and you know who I'm talking about. He's in the hospital or he's resting up. The phenom that just went to the zone.
That kid's not a phenom.
You're not gonna give him credit?
No.
He
hell
started
no.
early and fought
He can't
in
hit.
Mexico.
He can't hit. You talking about Devin Haney?
Yeah, you gotta give him his props. Devin Haney, this is the mix
Can't
I'm
punch.
looking
Devin
for.
Haney can't punch.
Okay, whatever. You don't have to punch or whatever. Floyd couldn't punch because of his brittle hands, but
Floyd had super duper knockouts.
yeah, he had.
He knocked out Adrian Freddie in 2 rounds.
Yeah, they
I can
stopped
go
it.
on and on.
Referee came in and stopped it. Great fights with
Devin Haney.
Floyd. What was that? 135, 130?
Yeah, right around there.
Exactly. But
He stopped Gennaro Hernandez.
yeah, that was great.
The list goes on and on.
You know why?
This boy is not. He don't punch like that.
He's crafty. He's been crafty and he's been groomed by Floyd Mayweather
He's been
Senior
fighting
too.
the flunkies.
Whatever it is, but
You know-
you're gonna see. You can't say.
You know who's a better fighter?
Did I
than
say
him?
he's
You know who
he's
hits harder
great?
and is a better fighter than Devin Haney? The boy that's over there at top rank. That's gonna end up fighting a bunch of top ranked flunkies.
Who?
Stevenson.
Stevenson.
Yeah,
Who else
the
Stevenson?
kid from the Olympics. With the
Shakur
devil.
Stevenson.
Shakur Stevenson.
Oh yeah, from Brick
Newark.
City, Newark. Oh yeah. I don't know about that. Hitting hard and being crafty are 2 different things. You can hit hard. Anybody can hit hard. But you gotta catch him. Can you use that power? Can you use that trajectory? You got that? Can you set him up?
Olympics, Mexico.
Okay. Olympics.
Olympics, Mexico.
You gotta see. So
When they both hit the pros, who's a better pro?
against who and who?
Against Shakur Stevenson. Because Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney is
decorate. But
going
he
to
also
be
lost.
our big.
He also lost in the Olympics. Okay.
They all lost in the
Yeah,
Technically,
but guess
Floyd
what?
lost in the Olympics. Technically, Roy
No, he
Jones.
was robbed. Shakur lost.
So
Shakur lost.
he didn't lose. He didn't lose.
He
He,
got
didn't
robbed?
cry like
He got robbed?
Floyd was right there.
I don't know about that. Okay.
Floyd was right there.
Alright.
He said that boy got robbed. That boy got robbed. That boy, yo, he's on the wrong side. He's on top rank side. That boy can fight. I've seen his power. That boy can fight. When he steps in the ring, he's mean. Devin Haney's looking to outbox you. He's not mean like that. He just has a naturally
You don't
bigger,
have to be
bigger
You
frame.
just have to be smart.
No, you gotta have some mean. Him, Crawford, Porter,
Oh,
Spence. He's gotta have some meanness to him.
With Tank, he's mini Mike with a lot of finesse,
Mean.
a lot of grit, a lot of skills.
A super amount
IQ.
of skills. His IQ in the ring has been. Listen,
When you get groomed by Floyd,
keep
oh, yeah.
watching Shakur Stevenson. I'm telling you, man.
Okay,
When
he'll
you watch
be
Shakur
there.
Stevenson.
He'll be there. Not yet.
No, but I'm saying I see him
Beating Devin Haney?
easy,
No.
easy.
We have to see it. Well, Devin Haney's resting up right now, so.
So you're
we'll
taking
see.
Devin. Okay, so
I got Devin
this
Haney.
is great. This is great because as we move forward,
Okay.
you will rock Devin Haney. This is where we agree to disagree. You
No,
will rock-
I could change my mind later depending on what's going on in life because if he gets into an injury and whatnot, that changes the whole.
He did. He just had a
plan.
shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see how he comes back. Let's build him up. Hopefully Eddie doesn't throw him into some killer. Okay, so let's see. I want to see him versus Loma, but not after the shoulder surgery. I want him to fight Loma and see what's going on.
No,
he can fight
we're-
also. Hold on. Let's see Ryan Garcia. That's a big fight.
That's the beautiful.
That's
That's
a big-
the beauty. Come in a little shot to the shot. That's the beauty of these 3 guys.
Yeah.
We have the new Shane Mosley, Floyd Mayweather, Zab Judah, Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto. We have that new class now with the Ryan Garcias, the Shakur Stevensons, the Devin Haney.
I think the old school, this is changing the guards, but the other guards had a lot more skills than the new guards right now. But you got
We
praise
don't know,
be to
man.
them.
We don't know
You
yet.
know.
We don't know yet. We don't
I
know.
think, no. I think they had better skills. It was just boxing. Right now, everybody's doing everything. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
man.
see.
You're touching on something there. I agree with that.
You know?
You're touching on something
Right
there.
now, you are your own promoters. You're doing this. You're doing that. You are your own business. And I think the talent. And I'm not hating on these new kids, but the talent from our era is.
It was more about fighting, yeah.
It's about fighting and concentrating on fighting
Yeah.
and sharpening your skills. These kids aren't there. We'll see as time moves on. Time will tell, like where they end up.
Well, Floyd changed that because he made it all about business.
Well,
Now these kids are about
boxing
their
was
business.
always about business, but
Nah.
no boxer ever controlled that much money and the business like
That's what I'm
Floyd.
saying.
And actually, Oscar did it. He started it when he broke off of Top Rank and started his business with Golden Boy and HBO. And Richard Schaefer was the genius behind it.
But that was
That's why-
retirement. We're talking about while you're fighting. Floyd was the only one to do it while you're
Yeah.
fighting.
I
And
can't
now
argue
these
with
guys
that.
are always cop.
I
These
can't
guys.
argue
Look
with
at
that.
Devin Haney.
And I
Devin Haney
agree.
runs his own social media. Devin Haney started his own
Devin
career.
Haney
He
promotion.
built his own. He
Yeah.
built his own stuff fighting in
But
Mexico,
it's-
like you said.
But it's small. It's not big.
No,
Okay.
but he's young. He's only 21.
He's betting on himself. That's why he didn't sign with anyone. So
Well, until now, until recently.
yeah, DAZN. Well, it's a partnership. It's not signed to anybody.
Really?
It's a partnership. Yeah. So he's his own business. They give him the fights. They feed him. So it's a partnership. So he takes more of the purse. He takes the ticket sales to everything for the rebroadcast. So he's gonna get paid.
That's smart.
Forget about the purse because there's other money to be gotten.
That's
And
smart.
you know who showed us that? Al Heyman.
Yeah.
Al Heyman got MGM to all the rooms that get booked. Floyd got a percentage of it, right?
Mhm.
Anything that gets sold that night, they get a percentage of it. Mayweather Promotions. So Floyd leaves with a lot more money. Anything that gets booked around that time, it's all Floyd because MGM had the exclusive
Yeah.
right to that.
Yeah.
So they set out, okay, around this radius, you can't show this fight without us getting paid.
Yeah.
So Floyd and Al made this happen.
With that said, we'll finish this out. We'll finish out this podcast. Who's your prediction?
I got Tank by knockout.
Tank by knockout? Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to give Gamboa something.
He stayed out too long.
Yeah.
And
He
Tank's
did
another
look good in
beast.
his last fight, but
Tank's another beast.
well. So that's it on the A2D Agree to Disagree podcast. This is I think it's podcast number 3 or 4.
Doesn't matter. We're gonna chop it up and release it that way.
It'll be in the description below. Please, we'll try to have our merch out there and stuff like that. Comment, subscribe, like, follow everywhere on social media. You know us, Straight Outta Content on Instagram and Straight Outta Content on YouTube. Just keep following, supporting, and stuff like that. We're out of here. Peace, love, boxing. Please have a good holidays. We'll see you guys right before the new year.
All
Yep,
right.
the next podcast will be for the Tank Davis fight. All right, guys. Peace.